Hey guys, Denise with Lazy K Mountain Homestead. Hope y'all are doing well. Well, it's a pretty nice day on the homestead. It's warm, expecting rain tomorrow, so I had to get busy. Busy as a bee for my bees. I was able to purchase another swarm the other day, and I've got that already established in a hive. They're doing really good. It's been since Friday, and today is Monday, so that's given them enough time to know where they are, and I can go in there and bother them. I have a 5-frame nook plus 1 frame that I put in there, and I've got to build the other 4 frames because I've got a 10-frame deep that I usually use for all of my brood boxes, and that is the brood boxes where you establish your colony. Your queen's down there, she's laying eggs, she's got her workers, she's got her drones, she's got her nurse bees, and she's lays her eggs. And they bring in the honey, and they bring in the nectar and the pollen to turn it into honey and all these other things that they need it for. So what today's video is, it's just a short little video because I'm really excited about getting the other swarm. And that was just by sheer coincidence that John came into the bee club the other night and said, "Hey, you want to buy a swarm?" I'm like, "Yes." Hopefully I'm gonna split the other swarm that I bought from him last year. So if I do that, I'll try to do a video on that. That would be my first time splitting in all the years that I've kept bees. So I've never had a mentor, so I may do things wrong. So if any beekeepers are watching this, please forgive me. I kind of just do my own thing. I watch videos, I go to the club, and I've gone to classes. And I actually had to learn how to put these frames together myself. I watched videos, but apparently I was doing something wrong, and I realized what it is now. So, and it really made a lot of sense. So, okay. So we are going to start with the pieces. Oh, and I also want to tell you, people are so kind. And, a lot of times we get jaded in this world. But we have to remember that kindness is something that we need to pay forward. And when John came Friday to bring me my bees, we were standing in here because it decided to pour, and you can't work bees in the rain. They do not like it. Not like, it's like opening up your roof of your house and rain just pouring in, and that's what bees think about that. But anyways, we were standing in here in the barn, and he says, I've this lady and her husband kept bees, and then he passed away. And so she gave him 2 horse trailer full of bee equipment. And so he's given a lot of it away, and he had some that I needed. So he gave me some, and I was totally blessed with that. So what I have, and because I was going to run up to the feed store in Crossville and buy all this stuff, but I did have to buy the wax, which is fine because this is your wax, this is your frame, your foundation wax. You can use plastic if you want. I always like using wax. See how thin that is? But I may try plastic at some point. I'm kind of a purist. I kind of think that wax is best because it is natural, and that's beeswax. So repurposed beeswax. Okay, so what I have to do is build my foundations. And this is what I'm doing. I'm building this, and then I'm putting my wax in it. There you go. And that's where your bees come, and they draw the comb out like you see a honeycomb on both sides. And they will go ahead and fill this, the wax comb, with either eggs for brood, or they'll fill it with nectar. They'll make honey. They'll, your capped, I just lost my brain. Anyways, your capped honeycomb is where your honey is. They also store pollen, they store bee bread, they store anything they need. It's just like they bring it in, and they know what they need, and they know where to put it. So in your brood box, the queen would go ahead and start laying, and this is where she would establish her babies. Bees are so incredible. They know if they need worker bees. They know if they need drones, which are boys. The workers are girls, of course. They know if they need a new queen. If your old queen is failing or something's wrong, they will start a a queen comb, and that's something else that's kind of advanced, but they start them down here, and they kind of look like a peanut hanging. If you've got a peanut hanging, a full peanut, you've got a queen that's going to emerge. So you need to kind of take care of that, but I'm not going to go into that because I'm not, I know what to do, but I wouldn't feel comfortable enough to say I'm an expert on culling queen caps. So anyway, this is what we're going to make today. I needed 4. I've got 3 done. And you've got your top. This is your top. You're always going to hold it like this when you're bringing it out and putting it in when you're inspecting. And then you've got your sides. And then I found that I didn't have the bottoms. But again, this was all given to me, so I am not unhappy, believe me. So what I did was I went and I got some of these, my older ones. I haven't cleaned these yet. This is where I had honey on. I needed to clean them. And what I did was I took this bottom piece off. So I just scavenged these, and I'm taking my hive tool here, and I'm just getting out the old wax. Now you don't have to clean it completely because bees are drawn to wax, and it's a familiar smell to them, and they'll go to it. If they don't want it in there, they'll clean it out. If they want it in there, they'll build on it. So bees are very awesome. We really should take a chapter out of their book, or to read the whole book. The human race would do well with a bee colony because they very organized. They know what they're doing. Okay, so what I did was I went in here and I got as much wax out as possible. This is also a good way to check whenever you're using old frames or parts. You want to make sure that there's no predators in here like hive beetles or hive beetle larva mites or a wax moth larva. And I have found some. Even though I keep all this that you see I've got out, I just got out of the freezer a couple days ago. And I'll be putting it back in there when I don't use it, because that will actually kill anything. You freeze it at least 24 hours and it'll kill everything. But it's always good measure to go and clean that and inspect it. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, let's see if you can see me. I'm going to put this together, and what I'm going to do first, I've got nails. Now you have special kind of nails that you use for putting these together. I get them up at the feed store because they're small. There's probably some you could get at local hardware, but I haven't found them small enough because some of these are teeny tiny in comparison to that. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, because I find this is something that works for me, use a tack hammer. Let me get here where you can see. I am going to go right here, and I'm going to start a nail. You won't be able to see this on camera too well, but I'll show it to you once I get it started. Okay. And I'll get another one down here. I don't want my camera to fall over with this hammering, so hopefully it won't. Now these aren't too hard to start. Those little teeny tiny ones are. I'll show you when we'll be using them. Okay. So you can see where I started them on either end. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to use our sides. Now you can see how it's tapered. This is the bottom and this is the top. I'm just going to go ahead and let me show you that too. It's kind of like a dovetail, if you've ever seen furniture like that. So it's going to be snug when you put that in there, and you just kind of want to push it down in. And you get your other one, because it's easier if you work with both of them on there before you're nailing. And you're just going to kind of push it down in there. Okay, so I've got both of them there. And hopefully, again, my camera doesn't fall over. Let's see if I can do this. I'm not a good hammer. And this kind of has a funky, like beveled, I don't know, but that's the only kind I could find for tack hammer. So then I'm going to put this one. And it's probably just me. As you can see, I'm bending the nail. Lord have mercy. There we go. See how many times I can hit my finger. Okay. You know, when Willis is hammering stuff, he just go boom, boom, and he's got it in there. I have to do like 20 times. Anyways, okay, so that's secured. Now you're going to turn it upside down. And you're going to go ahead and do the same thing here. Now this already has a nail in it, thank goodness. That one does not, but we'll just go ahead and you're just going to, I'm going to hammer that out a little bit because it's in my way. That has already started there. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and just fit that right in that little groove there, just like we did the other one. And like I said, it is snug, so don't be worried that it's not going to go in. It will go in. You just have to apply a little pressure. All right, that one went in pretty good there. Okay, let me get another one of these. Now that's kind of long. I don't want to use one of them. I was going to see if I could use a... These kind of have little grooves in there, but actually it's good because it'll grab the wood as it goes down. And this already has a hole. All right, so there we go. We've got our frame built. How easy was that? Okay, the next thing we're going to do is, if you see this, see that line going all the way across there? We're going to take our hive tool, and this is your hive tool. And I know it looks dirty, but it's just beeswax. And we're going to go in here, and we're just going to kind of lift this up. And we're going to loosen it away from that. We're going to take it off. Okay. So what this does, once we get our wax foundation in here, we'll put this back down, and it will secure the wax foundation pretty good. Sometimes it'll secure it good enough where we don't have to put wires or fishing string across it. So we'll see how this goes. It all depends. So I use wax foundation that has, I don't know if you can see those little hangers. You see those hangers there? Okay. So what you do with this, in that groove there where I took that piece of wood out, I'm just laying this here, and you'll see where we're going to put the wood back is where you're going to put right on top of those hangers, and it will help secure this in there. Now up top here, there's a groove on the inside, and I need to, and that's where we cleared all that wax out, and we're just going to go ahead and put that in there. Just in that little groove. And this is the bottom, so it will stay down for, you know, gravity. Okay, and it takes a little bit. You have to be gentle doing this. And if you have any wax that's down there that I didn't clear out, it wouldn't go down in the groove, as you can see. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this back upside down, where the top is the bottom, and we've got, so you can see those little hangers there. Okay, what we're going to do, I'm going to try to do this backwards. We're going to put this down here, but what I need to do first is start a couple little nails, because I found that works out best for me. And we're going to use the tiny little nails. That's where they come into play. So I am going to go ahead and start them. And again, hopefully my camera doesn't fall over. I'm trying to film this on my tablet today. I was gifted a tablet at Christmas, or I think it was Christmas or my birthday, somewhere around there. And I thought I would try that, so hopefully I'll be able to, if you see this, you know it worked. So, okay. All right, so I've got these two nails started. 1 and 2. And I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do because I can't hammer that way. So what I'm doing, there you go. You see where I took that out. And I'm going to just put this back, and it's going to go on top of those, and it will secure that down. And you've got a nice secure frame. And you've got a nice secure new wax for your bees. And then you just go ahead and hammer this in. Try not to hit your wax. I mean, if it does tear, it'll be okay. The bees will take care of it. They're really good at taking care of things, and they take care of my mistakes. Okay, so here we go. There is ready to go. Now, there are some people, and I do this, you see there are holes on their sides, like so. Now, because this is a brood box, I don't always do it because I'm never really going to use this honey. This is mainly for honey for them down there when they hatch out the babies. They go in here and they get the honey. Hi, baby boy. He's come in here, my rooster. You'll probably see him behind me. What are you doing? It will help secure because it's going to be a lot of weight on here. And for the most part, I don't use the deep frames for honey harvest. I use either the small or the medium. And again, let me just show you what that looks like. This is much smaller. This is a small. Medium would be probably another inch longer, as you can see. And believe me, it helps with the weight. And when you get older, that's, you know, you have your back, your knees, whatever, and I'm short, so it does help with the weight. You might need more boxes on top than you would with this, but believe me, it's a lot easier for you. So let me just show you what I'm talking about with these holes on the side. If you wanted to go in here, and I use fishing string, of course, let me go, here it is. I had a heavier test line than this, but I think it was appropriated by some fishermen in my family last year. I like to use a little bit stronger test. It's easier to use. But anyway, you can also get rolls of metal wire that's made just for bees. I use this because I just have it on hand, and that's what a beekeeper told me to use one time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to thread it through this top hole, and I'm just going to pull it all the way over. Let's see if you can see what I'm doing. And you can either go side to side, or you can go catty corner, because you've got many holes here. You got 4 holes that you can work with. And I think what I'm going to do for this one, because it is pretty secure, I'm going to go ahead and go right in that same top one. And I'm going to go ahead and pull it through, and then I'm going to come right down here on the same side and go through that next bottom hole, which looks, yeah, okay. See what I went right in there? Okay, now I'm just going to pull it through here. Oops, you can't really see what I'm doing. Pull it through here, and then I'm going to go right down here where there's a hole right there. And I'm going to put it through there. Now, this is all part of beekeeping. I mean, when I became a beekeeper, I went to classes and everything in Virginia, and I kept bees. And, you know, it's a lot to learn. It's a lot to do to keep bees. It's, but, you know, this is fun for me. I really enjoy doing this. I enjoy the peacefulness of being out here and just kind of working and doing my thing. But I will tell you, if you ever want to become a beekeeper and you're afraid of bees, there's not many people that aren't afraid of bees because they have stingers. Just kind of put in your mind to be as calm as you possibly can. You kind of, however you can do that. I just psych myself, you know, and I've been keeping bees for almost 10 years. Off and on, and the bees can sense it, and you don't want to be afraid. If you're afraid, you have things that you can do. You can spray them down with sugar water. You've got a smoker you're going to use, but don't swat. That signals them that there's danger. So that's just a little tip. If you ever decide, I don't want to scare anybody at all, because I know Willis is afraid of bees. But since we've been together and had bees, he has come to not be afraid of bees. He doesn't go out there with me with the bees to do anything except for honey harvest, and I need to get him a bee suit so he can actually get out there and help me get them and bring them back to the house. That does help. Like I said, it does get hot, heavy, I mean. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just knotting this and I'm just tying it just like so. And you want to tie it so that your is very taut. Okay, I've got one on this side and I've got one on this side. And so what we're going to do is just knot it like 2 or 3 times. I usually do 3 times. Just, you know, a double knot or 2 half knots, whatever. Just as long as it's a secure knot. And since this is in here really well, I'm not going to really worry that it's going to come loose. Okay. And that is it, guys. It probably wouldn't have taken me as long as if I would have been on camera. But there you go. There you go. It is secured. Good to go. And hopefully the next time you see me, we'll be putting these in our new swarm box. Well, it's not a swarm box. It's a colony now. So, but it was a swarm that I put in a box. So hopefully I'll be able to get that done this afternoon. All right. So there we go. I only needed 4. I've got 4 because I've got 6 in there. And I'll see you later. Okay, guys. I'm back. I had to go start my smoker again. It's something you don't want to have to do. But I'm going to work in this hive right here. See, I think you can see it. This little one right here. Go ahead and take the top off. Oh boy, they're already at the top. Go ahead and smoke them some. It just tells them I'm coming in. Got my hive tool. They've already started working on that. Okay, that looks good. I'll put that over to the side. I'm going to smoke that inner cover that I just took off. Okay, they look good. Okay, what I'm going to do is put my 4 frames in. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and remove this. Okay, and all that was a piece of wood there that made it so they didn't go in here and make wonky comb. Okay, so I'm going to put that down. Smoke that a little bit. Okay, good deal. All right, now we're just going to go ahead and put our frames in here. Just like so. And this will give them a whole lot more to work on. Bees work from the inside out. If you can see, they're already working right here, right there, really nicely. I'm not going to do an inspection because I don't want to bother the queen. I don't want to bother these guys either because they're doing so good. What's wrong with that one? We'll put this one in first. There we go. And then we'll put this one in. There you go. We're just holding the show up. Oh, okay. It's some of that fishing line. Okay. Well, then we're just going to go move over like this. I know you don't want me in here. There we go. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and smoke them again because they're starting to get a little feisty. And this will make them want to go gorge themselves with honey, thinking it's a forest fire. You can see my smoke. A lot of people might think that's an excess. I do not. Okay, put this back on, inner cover. Make sure everything's lined up. And we'll go ahead and put the top back on. Okay, we're good. Everything was good. That was very successful. They've got all that to work with now. Okay, I'm just smoking those little guys, the guard bees. That's what those are. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this with me so I don't have to come back out here for a while. And we'll go over to the shed and we'll put everything up. So you see how you just don't get all rattled even if they start coming out, because that's their job. I mean, that's literally their job, is doing what they're doing. And even though we're a beekeeper, you know, they know how to keep themselves better than we do. Okay, back here in the shed. Back here in the shed. And I'm going to go ahead and close this video. And that is beekeeping. Building your frames, putting them in your hive. And I'll probably check them in about a week and see how they're doing. And in that time frame, I'll get another medium hive ready and I'll put it on top because they're really working. So hope you have a great day from Lazy K Mountain Homestead. See you soon. Bye.